Over the past 2 years, there has been a ton of people moving to Texas from other places in the United States. With everybody moving here, a lot of people are probably thinking, oh, Texas is, the Garden of Eden. Everybody wants to live there. But Texas has, its faults of its own. Today, we're gonna cover 5 things that, unless you can handle these 5 things, Texas is probably not the place for you. I'm Nate Toffner with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate here in Lubbock, Texas, and let's dive into it. Number 1 is the heat. Texas, on average, it ranges from 58 to 75 degrees, which sounds nice, but don't let it fool you. In Texas, you can probably expect about 100-degree days in the summer. Now, that's gonna vary. If you live in Lubbock, we have a very dry heat. If you live in kind of the coastal cities in Texas, you're probably gonna get a pretty humid and muggy summer that feels a whole lot hotter than what it actually is. So if you can't take the heat, Texas may not be for you. Number 2, large cities. And not only large cities, but congested cities, primarily in the downtown areas. You've got cities like Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Houston, which is the 4th largest city in the United States. And driving around those cities, especially in the actual city, we're not talking about the suburbs, the actual city, you're gonna have a hard time getting around and it's gonna take you a while. Now, the suburbs are huge as well. If you're planning to move to those cities and you look on a map and you're saying, I am moving to Houston, you're probably not moving to Houston. You are moving to one of the suburbs, which is its own little city and feel on its own. Now with Lubbock, if you point to a map and say, I'm moving to Lubbock, there's a 99% chance you are actually going to be in Lubbock. So if you're moving to Texas, make sure you know exactly where you're moving to. Number 3 are natural disasters. It's no surprise, Texas has changing weather and you really gotta watch out for it. Now, what causes the most damage in Texas? Hurricanes. Now, it's only in kind of a select area of Texas, primarily the coastal region, kind of like Houston. I don't know if you remember, but a couple of years ago, Hurricane Harvey hit Houston and it caused a ton of damage. Now in Lubbock, we really don't have to worry about that. We have to worry about tornadoes. Now you're not gonna get carried away like you're in Wizard of Oz and you have Toto with you, right? It's something that we are always on the lookout for because Lubbock does have an average of 4 tornadoes per year, but that's for Lubbock County, which is over 900 square miles. To put that into perspective, that's about 200 less than the entire state of Rhode Island. And keep in mind that not every tornado in Lubbock County is just this monster one that's gonna destroy everything. So if bipolar weather really isn't your thing, you probably shouldn't move to Texas. Number 4, friendly people. And I am being completely serious. If you don't like your neighbor waving at you, or when you're getting gas, somebody asking, hey, how are you doing? Texas isn't for you. Now don't get me wrong though. Not everybody in Texas is nice. And of course, people have bad days from time to time. But if you don't like small talk and people actually wanting to know, how are you doing? Don't move to Texas. Texas ranks as one of the friendliest states in all of the US. Number 5, property taxes. Texas ranks in the top 10 of the highest property taxes in the United States, which is about 1.8%. Now, Texas also doesn't have a state income tax, which helps offset this. And it's really not terrible. I am constantly hearing from people that I've helped from other states who are moving to Texas, who are just in awe on what they can actually purchase versus where they were just living. For example, had some clients from a northern state and they sold their 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, about 2,000 square feet for close to $650,000. Now compare that to what they got in Lubbock for $150,000 less. It was a 3,500 square foot home, 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, an office, and all on an acre of land. Lubbock and Texas in general is pretty affordable. So these were 5 things that you need to consider if you're moving to Texas. And if these 5 things aren't an issue with you, well, come on down. I'm Nate Toffner with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate, and we'll catch you on the next one. Before you leave, I just want to thank you so much for watching this video. And if you haven't already, please like the video as well. It really helps us out through the algorithm and showing the video to people that would find it valuable as well. And if you haven't already, go over to the channel, click that subscribe button and that bell notification so you'll know each and every time a new video is put up. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you on the next one.